All right, we have our animation. It's ready to go. So yours hopefully is a little longer than this. It make a little more sense, but we have it working. We have the clips transitioning from or blending from one to another. If they're sliding a little bit, remember you can always try to match the bones, like which bones stay in put. Like that foot sliding a bit. Remember you can click on the clip and say match with bone on previous clip. That's probably the right foot. It will try to put the bone on the same spot, and it's already matching, so it's not. Oh, whoops! I shouldn't have done that. It's not perfect all the time, but you can always add animation on top of the animation strip. So if I scroll down here on the timeline, we have this little bit of movement. You know, you just have to set up a keyframe where the sliding starts. It's just right there. Maybe put another keyframe so it stays the same. So maybe if I copy this one and paste it where I am, I got to zoom in. So if you want to zoom in an area, you use this bar at the bottom and drag it closer to the area you want to see. And now you can see the keyframe, the frames better. So it starts sliding right there. Let's say right there. So I'm going to put a keyframe. It looks like it's the y-axis sliding back. So I'm going to put a keyframe there. And then move this one a little bit over. See how that looks. Maybe a little more. Somewhere between 34 and 40 something. Yeah, so we're at 20. Maybe it needs to be about 45. Yeah, so slowly coming along. Let's say 47, and it will make it look like the foot's stuck to the floor there. Hopefully, if you're patient, you can get it. So that's better, right there than the previous sliding. Maybe the clip is not advancing enough because the foot still looks like sliding on the floor when it steps. So maybe we can give it a little bit more movement forward. And see if that looks any better. A tad more, and that should probably do it. Yeah, that's a little better. It's just that one foot, that right foot step looks like it's sliding a lot. But you can get very detailed with this. But let's say you have your animation all ready to go. The next step is being the director. So you have to say what we're looking at. You have to direct our eye. So you are the director, we're the audience. You have to tell me what to look at. So for that, we'll need cameras. And this is the finishing part. It's fairly easy. You just do the same. Anything you add to the scene to show on the sequencer, you have to, let me save here really quick. When you see that star, it means you need to save. Anything you want to show on the sequencer needs to be on the level, so it's an actor, and then you have to add it here. So I'm going to add a couple cameras. The cameras, you can add them through here. This is the quickly add to project. So I'm going to click in here, go to cinematics, and there's Cine Camera Actor. So that's what I want. So I'm going to put a camera in here. You can see, oh, that's the preview of the camera, and here's my camera. So I'm going to add a couple cameras to pick a couple shots here, and I'll move the camera around so I can look at my character. See if I can find it here. There it is. We're just way too close, so let me move the perspective. Maybe something like that, but I kind of want to start at the beginning here. So remember, navigation is just like in Maya. Alt middle mouse drag to pan. Alt left mouse drag to rotate, and I'm going into the ground here, so I need to bring it up. So I'm way off. Okay, what's going on here with my mouse? My mouse doesn't want to work. Okay, so there it is. Let's say this is where we start. So everything happens on this first camera up to where the character starts walking. I need to see my whole timeline down here so I can rewind back. So if you want to see your whole timeline, remember you have this little bar at the bottom. You can stretch it out to cover your whole timeline. Okay, so she's not quite on camera, so I'm gonna back up a little bit. Probably right there's good. And I want to add another camera when she starts walking. Let's say we see this. We could probably have, you know, we could have another character talking to her or arguing with her. But right now, what we're worried about is the camera. So I'm just gonna add another camera. Well, let's add two more. So we'll say at camera, this is probably gonna be my close-up. So cinematics, camera actor. It's gonna show up in here. I'm gonna call it close-up so I can tell it apart. So if you right click on it, under edit, you can rename it. We'll say close-up. And then kind of position it. And there's something that might help you here. Is we start adding them to our sequencer right away. So let's add the first one. We'll say cinema camera actor. We'll call this profile. Let's rename it so we can tell them apart. Rename profile camera. And then we'll add them in here. So if you have them selected, so let me select the first one. Where'd it go? Oh, there. There's the close-up. So we'll add it in here. So if you have it selected and you click add, when you say add actor track, it'll be the first thing you can select. So there's one camera, and let me pick the other one. Where'd it go? There it is, profile camera, right there. So if you select it and hit add, they'll both be on the timeline. So if you if you notice that now my view on the sequencer is changed to one of those cameras, and this gets a little confusing, but it's not bad actually. So if you have a camera selected here, the track and the button for the camera is on, you will be looking through that camera. If you turn it off, you'll be back to looking through perspective. Okay, so see that change. If I click on the camera, it's turned on. If I uncheck it, it's turned off. Same with the other camera. So if I wanted to look through, let's see, where's the other camera here? Let me just close a few of these things so I can find. There's the close-up camera. So if I turn on the close-up camera, now I'm looking through that camera, which I haven't really positioned yet. And you see that Unreal added another track here called camera cuts. So this is how you're gonna direct your movie. So close-ups and profile camera are my two camera. Camera cuts is where I direct and say cut to camera 1 or camera close-up or camera the profile camera. So let's fix our close-up camera first before we do that. So I'm gonna turn it on by clicking the button here, and I'm looking through it. You can select, just like in Maya, if you select an object and hit F, the camera will frame out around it. Will frame the object, and if you hold down Alt, you know, now I can position my camera just like in Maya. And I obviously need a light here. So this is gonna be my close-up of the character kind of talking and stuff. And then walking away. So that's all I need. Now, we probably need a light in here. She's too dark, right? I can't see her face or anything. And my character's not really those finished characters. It's just a base mesh, but still it's too dark, right? So if you're a director, you would be worried about this thing, like the basic lighting setup that you guys learned with Noir and the regular lighting. So we'll add a light in here. So we'll say lights. Let's put a spotlight. And we'll bring it in here and put it towards the actor. And this might be easier to do without looking through a camera. So just on the perspective view. So if you turn off the camera, you'll be back on perspective view. I'm going to see if I can position this light. Kind of rotate it to illuminate her face a bit, something like that. And then go back to the close-up camera, see how it looks. Let's say that's good. Maybe we change the color. I don't know. Maybe a teal color. You can get creative here, but let's say that's what you like. All right. So, well, I have a ugly shadow here, so we probably need to add another light. Let's add a rec light to, or which is just like an area light. It's just a rectangular light. So we'll put it in here. Where is it? Let me turn off the camera. There it is. Let me just bring it over and kind of brighten up our shadows. Remember, we have always a key light, a fill light for the shadows, and we're missing the fill light. So I'm gonna bring it over here and kind of brighten our shadows so they're not so black. And that shadow of the hand is not so dark when it moves in front of her face. So I'm using the same shortcuts done in Maya to move it. Q, W, E, R, you know, same exact shortcuts. So the light's a little strong, so intensity here, I'm gonna bring it down from 8. Let's say something like that. I just want to see when the hand goes in front of her face. Yeah, that's probably better. It's a little too strong still. I'm gonna move it up. And yeah, maybe a tad weaker. Say something like that. And then maybe change the color. So we had blue. Let's do something like pinkish. Alright, so we'll call that good for now so I don't waste your time. So if we look to the light, you know, the character's easier to see. You might want to put a rim light so it separates from the background if you wanted to, if that's what you're going for. But you know, these lights are not part of my sequencer, so they might not even show up. So we need to add them. So I'm going to add it here, add actor track, rec light, and add the spotlight, add actor track, add spotlight. So now you have both lights in here and you can animate them. You can animate the intensity right here. You just click a keyframe, it will show up in here just like with the movement, and you can make the intensity go up or down according to what you want. Okay, so you can fiddle with that. I'm not gonna waste your time doing it, but I'm going to show you now how to cut the camera and how to cut different cameras and render it, which is pretty simple. So this shouldn't take you very long. You know, you just have to direct our eye to what you want us to look at. So I'm just trying to collapse everything here. Okay, so I can see my camera. So here's one camera and the other camera. So if you look at my camera, this is the close-up camera. It's kind of a little blurry, like the character looks blurry. If you select it, you'll see on the side here on the details, there's focus and there's manual focus. So you can adjust it like this manually, drag and see if you can find the person here. The camera seems like to be more focused on the background. Or you can do it tracking, and you can do, let's see, so you can select what to have your focus on. So right now is tracking. What are we tracking? Actor to track is what you wanted to tell us. So we'll say Hey, I want you to just look at the romper lady rig. And now, see, the camera is immediately focused on her. So even if the character is moving, the focus will be pretty sharp on your actor. So you could do that if you want. If you wanted to put like the other camera when the character's moving, that's sometimes when you lose your focus. So you can set it to this, and the focus will stay always sharp on your character, unless intentionally you want to hair to be or the actor to be off focus and blurry, and you see the background better. But now that we know that, we are going to go to our camera cuts. This is like your final edit. So in here, it's pretty easy. You just, let's say your movie starts here with the close-up, and then as soon as she says, "I'm done, that's it," and gives you attitude and starts walking away, you cut to the other camera. So we're gonna look through this camera cuts camera. So turn it on, and then when you want a cut, you hit the plus sign and select the other camera, and that's how easy it is. So where's my other camera? There it is, profile camera. So there's the other camera. So now when I play, it's playing this, and then it cuts to the other camera. And you can have many cameras like that. You just all you have to do to switch from one camera to the other is yeah, my light there is gonna be a problem. And see, the focus is off. So again, you would go to the profile camera, adjust the focus by hand, or have it track the actor. See, sometimes you can kind of find it. So there it is. And then you can add more cameras or go back to the same camera. So I could go back to the close-up camera. Well, I don't see the point, but you could just click the plus sign again and say go back to the other camera, close-up, which the character's not there anymore. But that's how easy you can switch from camera to camera. So you're directing our eye to see, look at this from this angle now, and that's how you become the movie director, right? So once you find you have your story, you have your cameras, all you have to do next is render. So to render the sequence, let's save what we've done so far. To render, you just click on the little movie slate here, and this window will show up. There it is. So by default, it's set to an AVI video sequence. What you have to pay attention is where it's saving to. So let's see, it's down here, output directory. So where is it gonna save it to? So you can change where it's saving to. Right now it's changing to some folder. I'm not quite sure where that is. So if you click the three dots, it'll show you where it's saving to. So you can pick a different folder, somewhere easier to find. Right now it's inside content and my project here, and you can, let's say I just want it here, and you should call it something like your last name, maybe movie Robinson Valenzuela. I don't know what we can call it. Lady with attitude, or whatever you want to call it. You can call it video for Art 1630. Anything you want to call it. So I'll just select the folder, and then path is not section. Oh, it's asking me, hey, you're picking a folder. There's not a folder with this name. So I would have to make a folder in here somewhere to save it. Right now I'm just gonna pick Unreal and just select the folder. Okay. So also there's the frame rate, so 30 frames per second. Compression, usually you don't want it compressed, you want it full quality, so you can bring it up to 100. And that's it. You have the option of do an image sequence also, a JPEG, and then you can run that through or EXRs. You can run that through Adobe Media Encoder and put it together as a movie and do an MP4, which it might save you if this crashes while it's rendering. You'll lose the whole movie. But if you are rendering an image sequence, if it crashes, you'll still have the first few frames that rendered instead of losing the whole movie. But anyway, I'll let you pick on that, and you'll say capture movie. And oh, it's asking me to save the stuff I changed, so I'm gonna save it. And then you just have to wait for it to render. It might show you a preview here. Sometimes it doesn't. Oh, it's rendering the wrong thing. I didn't select my camera cuts, so I gotta stop this. Oh no, it is doing it. Oh crap, I cut it off. I cut it off. It should be. I think it started on the perspective view for some reason, but it did change over to the camera cuts. So you just got by default it should go to the camera cuts. So I'll just click again and see what happens. So see, it starts on the perspective view for some reason. I don't know why, but maybe I don't have it starting from frame 0. But see, it's gonna render your movie, and then you upload it, and that's it. So this part is fairly easy. You don't have to do much other than picking the cameras and selecting the angle you want us to look at. So remember, you're always the director. You always tell us what to look at. Look at this now. Now look at this from this different angle, and adjust the light so you direct our eye to things that have contrast on them. All right, so that's all for this week, and you're done with this assignment.